Hi everyone, I'm Cassie.
And I'm Ellen.
And we're here to announce that we're going to be part of the BookTubeAthon.
Woo.
So yeah, we recently joined, of course, BookTube community. I haven't really been active, but hopefully by doing this, we'll get even more active and involved in the community. So, if you don't know about BookTubeAthon, I don't know how you wouldn't, but I will leave links below. And it's basically a readathon during the week. It starts tomorrow, and you just read as much as you can, and there's challenges for types of books that you need to read to meet the challenges. So, I have a very busy week, not gonna lie, and I have picked out all the books, but I highly doubt that I will get to even half of them. Still, I'm being positive, and I'm going to try. And she, of course, has a lot more free time than I do.
Because
so
it's summer break.
yeah. So she will probably end up being able to finish all of her books. So, without further ado, let's get on to the first category, and we'll go over our books for the categories. And that is a book with pictures. And we'll both hold these up at the same time because they're kind of related. And that is Saga. She is reading volume 2. I'm continuing and reading volume 3. So, of course, pictures, pictures, pictures. So, and this should be like a really, really quick read. Yeah. The next category that I am picking out is to start and finish a series. The series that I have chosen is the Pivot Point series, starting with Pivot Point and then Split Second. So yeah, I actually have already read Pivot Point, loved it. This was like a while back, like back in 2012. It was one of my favorite books of that year. And I have not picked up Split Second yet, unfortunately. So I need to fix that real quickly.
I am rereading 2 books, which is If I Stay and Where She Went, both by Gail Forman. And this is the first book, and this is the second book, so I read them already.
That's okay, that's okay. Not gonna lie, that is the hardest challenge to fulfill.
Yeah.
It really is within a week. The next category is to read a book with red on the cover. So I picked The Murder Complex by Lindsay Cummings. I've heard a lot of great things about this book, and I have been very excited about it, and I pre-ordered it and haven't read it yet. It came out in June. I'm sure that a lot of you have already sort of heard about it at least. So yeah, I'm excited to read this in all the red. It looks awesome.
Mine is City of Heavenly Fire. Another reread.
Another reread.
It's bulky.
Yes, it is. Very bulky.
It has red. It's her hair. That's red.
Yeah, technically it's true.
On the back, there's a lot of red. Technically, it is red.
The next one is a book that someone else has picked out for you, and I'm going to. I'm part of a Goodreads group, and we sort of have our own little challenge where the you pick, I pick sort of thing. And for me, one of the books that I was picked to actually read this month is Hopeless by Colleen Hoover. So that is what I have decided to read this BookTubeAthon this upcoming week. I have heard nothing but great things about Colleen Hoover and her books, so I'm very excited to read this. Very excited.
Mine is what she picked out, which was Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins.
She hasn't read it yet. She hasn't read it yet.
I know, but I've read Catching Fire and Hunger Games.
But she hasn't read Mockingjay. I mean, the next one is a genre that you've read the least from this year. And for me, I picked Pride and Prejudice because it's a classic, and I have not read a single classic this year. And I have rewatched the Lizzie Bennet Diaries, so yeah, I have a story that I'm writing that has to do with Pride and Prejudice a little bit, so I really want to reread the source material so bad. So yeah, it's like 200-something pages, but the text is so tiny. So I don't know if I'll be able to get to this, but I am going to try because I really, really, really want to reread it. It's one of my favorite classics ever.
Mine is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I haven't really read those type of horror stories, I don't think.
Historical
Historical
horror, 20s,
horror.
yeah.
Yeah. I haven't read those because, I don't know, and some of the books that takes place in the past seems very boring. It's a lot of politics and whatnot, so I hope.
Those are actually all of her books. The last book that I have to show is The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle. This is my book-to-movie adaptation, although I could also count this as a book-to-movie adaptation. But I've heard nothing great things about this book and this movie, and it's fairly short, so yeah. Reading 7 books is the last part of the challenge, and a sort of addendum to that challenge is, or you can read a total of 300 pages a day for 2,100 pages.
You
So
really
she's
don't
reading.
think this is 300 pages.
She's reading 2 big chunky books this next upcoming week, so that counts. we've added up. It was like 2,300 pages that her books add up to. Mine add up to about 2,200 pages, but it doesn't matter because I have all 7 of my books. So here are our books that we will be reading during the BookTubeAthon. Woo!
It's so heavy.
Okay, so that's all we have to say. I don't think that I'll be doing a video every day because I am crazy busy, and that is crazy to even think about, but I will try to do like 1 or 2 of the videos that may be on the wrong day. But I will try, and we will both definitely try to do a wrap-up of the books that we managed to read during the week. Anyway, that's all that we have, and I hope that you enjoyed seeing what we're planning on reading. We'll see how closely we stick to that and how many challenges we complete. So until next time, happy reading!